Good morning everybody. We have seen some of the types of Upa-Rupaka. Now we will carry on with some more types of Upa-Rupaka. The next type of Upa-Rupaka is Bhanika. The description of this is given in Nataka Lakshana Ratna Kosh and Sahitya Darpana is identical. It has one act and two sandhis, Mukha and Nirvahana. The heroine is Udatta, high placed and noble, but the hero is of less intelligence. The costumes used are fine and colorful. The presentation is done by Bharati and Kaishiki Vrittis. The theme includes the 7 anga such as Upanyasa, Vinyasa, Vibodha, Sadvasa, Samarpana, Nivritti and Samhara. They are statement of dejection due to separation, narration of what should be done, enlightenment of or removal of doubt and illusion, tremor or fear, statement of parallel happening, rounding up or obtainment of what is longed for, and surrender reapproach for causing pain of separation. The example cited by Nataka Lakshana Ratna Kosh is Kamadatta. According to Natya Darpana, Bhanika is a kind of bhana which has delicacy in presentation, that is Sukumara, performed by women using Gatha, Varna and Matra, often describing the love of Vishnu. Bhana has masculine presentation, whereas Bhanika has feminine and delicate performances. The next one is Bhana. Bhanika is mentioned as one of the Upa-Rupaka in Sahitya Darpan, but not Bhana. According to Natya Darpana, Bhana or Bhanaka are of 6 varieties. They have stuti or worship of Vishnu, Mahadeva, Skanda, Parvati, and such performed with Uddhata Karanas, very vigorous and without female characters. The stories are very descriptive, difficult to emote, but still very interesting and catchy. The language used is pure Sanskrit and Sankirna, which is a mix of Sanskrit and Prakruta. Also there is use of all kind of mixed language and very attractively acted. It has both masculine and delicate actions, both separate and done together at times. Bhoja describes in detail Bhana as the Upa-Rupaka. According to him, Bhana and Bhanika are performed to show the presence of Shiva, Vishnu, Devi, Skanda, Surya and such gods. One finds a lot of information of music and dance in the details given by Bhoja. It is divided in 7 khanda. In each of the different languages and tal are used. The dance uses both masculine and feminine modes. From Bhoja's description, 2 facts come to light. The singer narrates something while singing, and the abhinaya is difficult with detailed and intricate tal and laya. If the kridas of Vishnu shown in the feminine grace in Bhana, then it is considered Bhanika. Abhinav Bharati supports that Bhana is predominantly a music dance theatre. The narratives of Bhana are discourseful with the examples and symbols from the lives and actions of animals such as lion, bear, buffalo, etc. Religious preaching is done. The dancers use different gaits and actions of the animals. Bhava Prakashana alone mentions a type called Dombi, which is similar to Bhanika, as understood by Nataka Lakshana Ratnakosh and Sahitya Darpana. Bhava Prakashana has a few variations though. Bhava Prakashana type is dominated by Veera and Sringara, and Bhava Prakashana's description of Purusha Nayaka would suggest that the heroine acts here the male role in the context of Veera and Angara. As a woman in the lead, it is natural that the impulse of heroic activity is slight. It is carried out mainly by speeches, as the love element is presented in a graceful mode, that is Kaishiki, and fine colorful costumes. Bhava Prakashana cites the same illustration, Kamadatta. But Bhava Prakashana's concept of Bhanika needs to be further examined, as this type is given under another name Dombi by it. What Bhava Prakashana says here is a reproduction of Bhoja's views, which are somewhat elaborated by Bhava Prakashana is in regard to the musical details. Bhana is conceived here as a panegyric describing Vishnu, Shiva as Lord of Pramathas, Bhavani and Skanda or Kartikeya. The praise is offered in songs with a full and complicated accompaniment of musical and percussion instruments, where different material and time measures are used along with pauses or breaks. The presentation is loud and vigorous, and women are excluded from it. The songs also include praises of kings. From the mode of presentation, Bhana may have three varieties: violent and forceful content is presented in vigorous mode. Such a Bhana is Uddhata. Tender and graceful matters are gracefully presented, making the Bhana Lalita. When there is a mixture of violence and grace, the Bhana becomes Lalitodhata. In fact, varied and picturesque, bold and vigorous matters, which are not easy to be conveyed in words, are the subject of Bhana. From the point of view of language, a Bhana using Shuddha Sahitya Darpana and the rhythmic time measures in stated order to be Shuddha, a mixture of language, that is Sanskrit and Prakrit, and of 2 and 3 talas will make a Samakirna, and if all languages are used and the talas disregarding the specific order, the Bhana becomes Chitra. This Bhana follows a prototype and Ripaka Bhana so far as the number of act sandhis and skasabhisata are concerned. This derived type is called Nandimafa. Now, when the Bhana uses Haricharita, the life of Vishnu Krishna, as its subject and represents it in material gathas with 9 or 10 themes, all in tender mood, with the correct musical accompaniment and graceful dance gestures and movements, the Bhana becomes Bhanika. Bhoja's contention is, Bhava Prakashana follows it, that this conception of Bhana is not different from that of Bharata, and that people have not properly understood Bharata. Bhoja bases his type of Ripaka prototype. Only the things and emotions which are to be presented to the spectators for their visualization are in this type presented in a specially woven bold way. That is, they are shown on the stage to the accompaniment of music, and we may add with dance mime. The usual bhana transformed in this way is to be called Nandimali. Apart from the striking difference in presentation technique, we cannot miss the essential difference of theme and subject as well. The name Bhana or Bhanika does therefore no justice to the content or form of the type that has been designed. The next one is Bhani. The type is mentioned by Nataka Lakshana Ratnakosha and Bhava Prakashana. It is a one act with a small plot using Mukha, Pratimukha and Nirvahata Sandhis. The characters are Pratimarda and Vidushaka. The Naika appears in the alluring thin dress consistent with Shrungara, which is the principal sentiment. The play is composed in Pindi style according to Bhava Prakashana. Nataka Lakshana Ratnakosha speaks of the use of Chitrakavya on a small scale. The 10 Lasya Angas are used for the delivery of dialogue. The example given by both is Vinavata. The next 13th is Durmalika. This is a play in 4 acts using 4 sandhis omitting Garbha. Its construction is rather peculiar. The first act shows the sports and pleasure of Vita. The second, the diversions and Vita of Vidushaka. The third, the pastimes of Prithamartha. The fourth shows the grace and pleasures of the well-bred gentlemen of the city. According to Nataka Lakshana Ratnakosh and Sahitya Darpana, Bhava Prakashana states that all the 3 appear in the 4th act. There is some difference about the timing of the 4 acts. Natya Lakshana Ratnakosha assigns 3, 5, 10 Naikas respectively to the 4th act. Bhava Prakashana gives 3, 5, 7, 10. Sahitya Darpana 3, 5, 16. Sahitya Darpana states that Kaishiki and Bharati modes are used. About the characters, Bhava Prakashana says that the Naika here is a mature city-bred lady. Sahitya Darpana says that the general characters are cultured men from the city, but the Nayaka is low, probably in view of Vita and Vidushaka, who are technically regarded as Nacha Patras, lower characters. Bhava Prakashana alone speaks about the theme of this type, which is love between young people, a secret type of love, or possibly an estrangement of love. A female messenger seems to play an important role here. She amuses the lover by the vulgar tales, gives counsel, and being low and greedy asks for money or presents for her service. The example cited is Bindumati. Sahitya Darpan mentions the subtype called Vilasika, which is one act and in which Vidushaka, Vita and Prithamartha appear in a theme of love. It has a small plot and uses 3 sandhis dropping Garbha and Vimartha. It is presented with fine costumes and the 10 Lasyangas. It is called Hina Nayaka either because a real exalted hero is absent or because the characters belong technically to the low category. It is indicated that Durmalika is similar to Sri Gadita in the sense of both being full of dance and music. But the difference is in Sri Gadita it is the noble lady describing her lord's virtues, whereas here it is the lower caste woman talking about her lover in a very low language. It will seem that this is a variation of Durmalika with some differences and bears a resemblance of Bhava Prakashana's Mallika. Bhava Prakashana draws attention to a type called Mallika, which is apparently confused with Durmalika by some. Bhava Prakashana's view is Mallika is an insignificant tale in Maharashtra Prakruta, in which a priest, an ascetic or a political minister has undertaken to do is shown to be frustrated. The next type is Mallika. On the lines of Durmalika, Bhava Prakashana conceives another subtype which is called Mallika. This is a one act or two act play in which love in union is presented in gay style. With two acts, the erotic actions of Vidushaka and Vita are shown in succession. The construction uses Thunka. The construction uses Mukha, Pratimukha and Nirvahana Sandhis, but the story is not perceived in the first part of the play. The theme becomes apparent only in the latter part of the play. Bhava Prakashana therefore compares Mallika to a Manikulya or a jewelled canal, in which water is not perceived with the first look, but only afterwards. On a close examination, the type is not mentioned by others. The next one is Kalpavalli. Is a subtype mentioned only by Bhava Prakashana. The hero is exalted and graceful. The Upanayaka is a Pithamarda. The heroine is in the role of a Vasaka Sajjika or Abhisarika. It is apparently a small play using Mukha, Pratimukha, Nirvahana Sandhis. It rises an excellence with exalted description in Sanskrit. The prevailing sentiments are Angahara and Hasya and Bhavas associated with them. Example is Manikya Vallika. The next one is Parijataka. Exclusively mentioned by Bhava Prakashana, is a one act play with Mukha and Nirvaha Sandhis and executed as a musical and dance drama. The hero here is a god or a Kshatriya. The heroine is a Kalahantarita, or there may be 8 heroines representing a passionate woman, one's own beloved or wife and a courtesan. The theme is mostly based on Veera and Shrungara, but it may also have charming merriment of Vidushaka pranks. The story is varied and picturesque with songs and 4 breaks of group dances. Bhava Prakashana's example is Ganga Taranga Geeta. The next Upa-Rupaka we will see is Rasaka. Bhava Prakashana points out after Bhoja that Rasaka is the mandate dance with one male lead and many women like Krishna and Gopis. As a dance, Rasaka uses many female dancers and variety rhythms and time measures, which as many as 64 couples. It will have both soft and vigorous qualities. As a dance drama, Rasaka has different features about which Nataka Lakshana Ratnakosh, Bhava Prakashana and Sahitya Darpana agree on many points. It is a one act, there is no Sutradhara, but Bhava Prakasha and Sahitya Darpan says that it uses a Nandi conveying a double sense. But who is supposed to sing it? It is presented with 5 characters. Nataka Lakshana Ratnakosh says that the Nayaka is Udatta, but the Nayika plays the leading role. Bhava Prakashana says the hero leads and the heroine is well known. Sahitya Darpana follows Bhava Prakashana in this feature. Nataka Lakshana Ratnakosh states that the play contains talk about many arts and salutary matters, and probably rejoinders in rising scale. Bhava Prakashana and Sahitya Darpana mentions 3 sandhis omitting Garbha and Vimarfa. All agree that the play has the charm of noble emotions, that is Udatta Bhava. Nataka Lakshana Ratnakosh adds tender emotions. The play uses many languages and dialects. Bhava Prakashana and Sahitya Darpana speak of Kaishiki and Bharati Vritti. All agree about the use of Vritti. Nataka Lakshana Ratnakosh has given example as Madana Dvimukha. Sahitya Darpan cites Menaka Kshita. Natya Darpan, following Bhoja, calls Rasaka a form of Shuddha Nritya. According to them, 16, 12 or 8 Nayikas dance with forming Pindi Bandha in Rasaka. The varieties are Pindi, Shrinkhala, Bhedyaka and Lata Bandha. These are 4 kinds of Rasaka according to Natya Darpana. Abhinav Bharati also accepts Rasaka as a dance form which is performed by many dancers, that is females, in different rhythms and tempos, which is both masculine, powerful and delicate, graceful. Pindi Bandha are group formations, shape oriented formations. The next one is Natya Rasaka. The feature of this subtype according to Nataka Lakshana Ratnakosh and Sahitya Darpana are: it is a one act, the hero is Udatta and Upanayaka is a Prithamartha, and the heroine is in the role of Vasaka Sajjika. The sentiments are Hasya and Shrungara. Sahitya Darpan says the principal ras is Hasya, which is used with Shrungara. The play uses musical, rhythmic and time measures on a liberal scale and also has 10 lasyangas. Sahitya Darpan states that the play use Mukha and Nirvahana Sandhi. The example is Narmavati. Another form with 4 sandhis omitting Pratimukha is possible. The example of with Savati, which is mentioned by Nataka Lakshana Ratnakosh as well. Bhava Prakashana's conception of this subtype is of a group dance. Different formations like compact group, circular, chain, pair or solo are also used, and the dance formation makes mark intervals in this dance drama, denoting the end of one and the beginning of the other theme. They are all visual spectacles. The general theme is a group of loving women exhibiting in dance and the deeds of their lord and masters on the background of spring. Natya Darpana considers Natya Rasakas a Shuddha Nritya following Bhoja. In spring and such intoxicating seasons, the dance of females describing the king and such with different raga in Natya Rasaka. According to Bhoja, Natya Rasaka can be called Charachari, which is performed by dancers in spring to welcome the king. In Ratnavali, beginning 1 is shown Charachari. This pure dance is form of nritta. It creates different shapes such as pindi, gulman at the syllables of mridangam. One pair enters first while dancing, followed by the others, creating formations. Thus, what is termed close to Rupaka by Sahitya Darpan with its prose elements is called pure dance by Natya Darpan. The next is Upa-Rupaka. This is especially a musical form in which a song called Upa-Rupaka consisting of 3 parts or of vocal and instrumental music and dance is presented. The hero here is magnanimous according to Nataka Lakshana Ratna Kosha. Bhava Prakashana describes the hero and heroine as both clever and skillful and bright in appearance. Nataka Lakshana Ratna Kosha states that the theme is drawn from the deeds of celestials. Bhava Prakashana says it is a one act and uses 4 sandhis omitting avamarsha. The sentiments here are hasya, karuna and shrungara and uses the angas of Shilpaka, which are mostly transitory mental state and passing moods in its plot development. Sahitya Darpana suggests many incidents of fighting. The musical is presented with brilliant costumes, masks and effigies, that is pusta. Apart from the Upa-Rupaka song, Sahitya Darpan mentions an Asara Gita, which is a song sung from behind the curtain. Sahitya Darpana also refers to another opinion that the type may have 4 heroines and 3 acts. The example cited by all the Deva Mahadeva. Bhava Prakashana mentions one more Uddhata Kunjara. The next one is Prekshanaka. This is probably a play which is presented as a spectacle and mime. Judging from the examples cited and from Bhava Prakashana statement that sometimes speeches are delivered from behind the curtain. Natya Darpana conceives it as a spectacle like burning of Cupid presented in a street, the quadrangle wine shop, etc. by a special group of actors. The play does not use Sutradhara. Bhava Prakashana and Sahitya Darpan, which calls it Prairie Khana, suggests that the Nandis is sung behind the curtain and the introduction. Upakshepa. The appeal or prarochana are also delivered from the green room. The story appears to be small and straightforward because Pravesha Vishkambhaka also are not used. Natya Lakshana Ratna Kosha suggests 2 sandhis. The omission of Garbha and Vimarsha is mentioned, but Bhava Prakashana says that they may used sometimes. The theme appears to be connected with Veera and Raudra because the play to have angry exchange of words, personal combat. calamities and worry over theme. The principal characters are of the Uttama and Adhama categories according to Bhava Prakashana. Sahitya Darpanas does not appear here to be correct. Natya Lakshana Ratnakosh states that all languages are used here, and among the Prakrutas, Saurasena is principally used. Bhava Prakashana mentions only Magadhi and Sauraseni. This may have led Sikhs to assume the hero of a low type. The play uses all vrittis. Bhava Prakashana mentions particularly Bharati and Arabhati, and at places Satvati. Natya Lakshana Ratnakosh particularly recommends the use of Parivartaka, which essentially assumes the form of rhythmic movements towards four sides of the stage. This is probably the technique for showing personal combat and angry verbal tissue. The example is given by all. Bhava Prakashana mentions in addition Nrisimha Vijaya and Tripura Mardana. The number of Uparupakas mentioned by later theorists differs somewhat. Some of the technical means also vary. Bhava Prakashanam view is that in spite of the slight difference in theoretical treatment, the essential features of the subtypes, the order of their literary construction, do not change. Bhava Prakashana says that in the opinion of some thinkers, the Uparupakas are mainly dance types. It is held that the 7 dance types Dombi, Shri Gadita, Bhana, Bhani, Prahasana, Rasaka and Kavya are to be constructed on the model of Bhana. Bhava Prakashana also holds that the playwrights have a freedom in constructing these dance dramas. Their characteristics are optional. No feature therefore need be forbidden. Natya Darpana thinks that the Uparupakas can give a limited pleasure and they can be entertaining only if they are small in structure and the duration of their stage performance is suitably short. From the descriptions given in the Sahitya Darpana, we can understand that in Prekshanaka, the one act play, often dialogues were spoken from behind the curtain. So it was a mime play with many special characters performed in the street, at crossroads, in the pub and such public areas was known as Prekshanaka. It is a pure performance by a professional group. Kama Dahana as the example of Prekshanaka is cited by Sahitya Prakasha and Natya Darpana. It is the first time that the performance space is mentioned by Bhoja and others. The last one is Shamya. According to Natya Darpana, in the court when the dancers dances with graceful laya and doing the Padartha Abhinaya, that dance is called Shamya. Such dance is also called Lasya, Chalita, Dvipadi, etc. The dance of Kinnaras is called Shamya. Lasya is dance with Sringara, Chalita is dance with Sringara, Veera and Raudra. Dvipadi is the different chanda sung in some dances. Here they denotes not include, it is in the Upa-Rupaka. Bhoja is the Sringara Prakasha, calls it the form of Nartanaka. Shamya, Lasya, Chalita and Dvipadi are part of Nartanaka. In the Malavika Vidya-mitra of Kalidasa, Malavika is learning Chalita is mentioned. Further, there is a detailed description of Chalita as having 4 pada in slow tempo and which is difficult to execute. Shamya means small, about 10th long sticks of multiple colors. Similar to Dandi, also sticks which are used to keep time during the dance. Also Shamya is hand action while dancing, the clap of hands to keep the tala. So in Shamya dance, dancers keep tala while dancing, hitting the sticks together. Similar forms are seen in Rasa, Kolattam, Kai Kottikali and such even today.